Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. Now I wanted to get this up before New Year's, so if you wanted to make it, you'd have time to make it. This is the Crystal Bling earring. It's just another version of the original Crystal Bling. So I started to play with it a little bit, and I took the Crystal Bling and then I made it with the metallic bronze beads, and then I put some drops on it, which people liked, and I think is so cute. And then today I made one with pearls, and what I did is I completely pearled one side, and then I made a little frame of pearls and put some crystals. These are Valentineite bicones, along with the Valentineite drops, and I think that's a really cool one. And I have another idea in my head, which might come this week also. We'll see. It's just a little change. Every time I make something, I look at it and I think of all different things I can make out of it. So here it is, more of a drop earring, which is, I love. So pretty. And this one got a lot of positive reaction and comments on Facebook. So I think this is the one that I'm going to make today. And again, it's just a version of this same original. See how this original earring can morph into so many different things. And the reason I have the rainbow snowflakes out is because look how pretty that goes with that. And this is an earring that would go with this as well. But I love this because this look at the Cyclamen opal and the opal here. It just it doesn't have to have a big old rivoli in the middle, the earring. It can be something that just goes really pretty with it. So this looks really nice with it, and this looks great too. And I took the with the bracelet. Remember we did the netted bracelet, and I don't mean to get off track, but I just wanted to show you we did this one, and I did it with the Cyclamen opal, only I had to take it out to make the earring because I didn't get enough of those beads, so I'm going to order those like crazy. So this, we had the the Crystal Bling necklace or moon rocks, whichever one you want to use, using these these opalescent sort of these opally bicones, Swarovski bicones, which make me look so good because they're so gorgeous, just the stones. So this in the Cyclamen opal, or this in any of these colors, it would look so pretty together and much more casual, and maybe even sort of springy. I mean, I know winter hasn't even come yet, but for some of us, but some of the colors, these are gorgeous, I think, for New Year's, and I mean they all are, but I love the idea of using some of these opaly colors. They're just pretty for this time of year. So, and for the springs. So anyway, and also, on this, I also made, and I didn't finish it. I just sort of like faked it over there a little bit. So I started to make a chain for this, and just to preview a little of what's coming up. This is a tubular herringbone, and I think that's a great chain, and I think it would look great with this. And I think I didn't finish a chain. I was just playing, so I thought, well, let me put it on there and see how that looks. And I thought it looked really pretty. So we're going to be going into some of the tubular stuff coming up after after the new year. So I thought we would get some. We'd finish, some of these things and then, we'll start working on some little more challenging projects. Even though they're all still challenging depending on your skill level, but we'll just take it up a little notch and maybe work on some cool stuff like this. All right, so we're gonna make this earring today, and I have the materials out. Actually, I'm making I'm gonna pull out a little bit. Whoops. Yeah, okay, here we go. I've been beading so much that my bead space is a big mess. Anyway, if you want this earring, I'm going to, of course, make the match to this one. So if you want this one, there's Cyclamen opal. Let me just make sure that's 100% right. Cyclamen opal, zillion cut bicone, 4 millimeter. Okay, this is Pacific opal, and the green one that was on, if you're loving this and you want to make it in this color, I don't have enough to make it in this color, but I'm going to order more of these. This is the Palace Green opal. So all these opal colors are they're just knocking me out right now. I just love them. Okay, so you'll need 32, 3 through 4, 5 through 6, 37 per earring, because we're doing the front of the earring and we're going to do the back of the earring. Now you can, I think you could probably just do the front, but it just makes it a much more substantial earring, coming and going, if you do the front and the back. So, I mean, I'd even consider doing the front and back in a different color, because or like maybe put you know, a design on the back, just like this one. I did the pearls, like a pearl frame around it, and I put some Valentineite bicones in the middle and some drops, and then on the back I did all pearls. So I figure, you know, you can always take the hook off, and if you want to wear it with all pearls and the drops, that's fine, or you know, or you want to wear it this way. So, you know, I love it when you make something and then it's just sort of a basic piece, and you know, you just can do all kinds of things. I mean, I'm just sitting here, I'm looking at this as you know, possible bracelet, or you know, I don't know, it's just love it when a piece, you know, can morph into something really fabulous. Start out simple and then just sort of morph its way through. So we'll be playing with this for a bit. Okay, so you need those. So these are the 4mm bicones, and these are Pacific Opal, Cyclamen Opal. Okay, you're gonna need some 11/0 seed beads, and this is gonna be for our right angle weave sort of netting. Okay, you're going to need an ear hook. Okay, so I put out a lever back, but I'll probably use a gold ear hook for this. Need a little stop bead, and we don't want to forget our little 15/0 seed beads. Okay, so just go over it one more time: 15/0 seed beads, 11/0 seed beads, 4mm bicone, whichever color you like, an ear hook, a stop bead, and a size 10 beading needle. Put that there, and I'm using 8-pound fireline. Now you can use, I don't know where to put everything. Okay, you can use 6-pound fireline, but and I think it would work just as well, and a size 12 needle. We are going through these, you know, these beads a lot, so you might consider doing using a 6-pound fireline and a size 12 beading needle. My only problem with the size 12 beading needle is I bend the things like crazy. I don't know why. I am not. You know, I always say that I'm not as gentle to the beads as I should be. So anyway, that's what we're going to need for this this pair of earrings. So gather up all your goodies, and we'll get started making this really pretty earring. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so we're back, and the original crystal bling earring that I did was this one, and of course then it morphed into, you know, the one with the drops, but I did the video with size 8 seed beads. I'm going to try it with the 11/0 seed beads, okay, because I think, you know, I don't think you need the 8/0s anymore. You know, I think you could do it this way. It's not, you know, we'll just count, make sure we count everything. So thread on about a wingspan of fireline and put on 8 of your 11/0 seed beads. Drop those down. Okay, and then we're going to make them into a circle. So come around and sew through the beads again. There. And just keep sewing through. So we've connected them all, but I'm going to keep sewing through until I get a bit past the where my stop bead is. Okay, there. Okay, and I think I'll pull in a teeny bit just for, you know, for you to get this started. Okay, so I'm coming past, so here I am, here's my stop bead. I'm going to come past my stop bead. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to come down. Just going to come out a couple of beads. Okay, and I want to show you the sort of the way this is going to be sewn. So we're doing right angle weave here. So when you have right angle weave, we have 8 beads on. So we have 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, 2 on this side, and you'll see this if you need the 8/0s. Look at the crystal bling earrings, or bling bling bling, whatever I call them. And then you have 2 on this side. So you see you have 4 sides with 2 beads on each side. And we're going to work with those 2 beads all throughout the right angle weave. Okay, so you're coming out of the 2 on this side. So here, 2, 2, and then 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Pick up 6 beads. And these are the 11 O's. Okay, you're going to use these 2 as the other 2 to make 8. You're coming out of the bottom. Come on through the top of those 2 and pull your beads down. Oops. Okay, there's your second unit. Now in order to get in position to put another unit on, you've got to sew through, think of everything as groups of 2. The bottom 2, so this is sort of the, these are the bottom. Bring that through, just hold your finger on it. And then you want to come up the top 2. Okay. So now you have 2 units on. All right, so let's do that again. So remember, sometimes with seed beads, it gets all wonky, and you think, what bead should I go through? Just count them: 2, 2, 2, 2. 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, 2 on the side, 2 on the side. So we need 6 beads, 6 11 O's. Okay, you're coming out of the top of these 2, come through the bottom, like so. Now, in order to get into position to add some more beads, I have to sew around. So I'm going to come through the top 2, okay, and then the side 2, like that. Oops. And be careful you don't. Well, I mean, if you pull it out of your hand, it's not that big a deal. You'll get it back together. Tell me it sort of comes apart, or if you pull it out, just pull it towards the work, and it, it usually pulls things in nicely. Don't pull away. All right, so you have 3 units on. You see how they look sort of funky at this time, right now, but they still are 2, 2, 2, 2. See? So you're coming out of these 2 here. Pick up 6 beads. Okay. Come out of the top of those 2. Come through the bottom. Just like that. Okay, then you've got your 4th unit on. So now we're going to come through the top 2. Okay, I'm going to come down the side 2. As usual, I'm going to move these. Those are my necklaces that are attached to my camera stand, and I get caught on them a lot. It's going down the side 2. Okay. Now I want you to come through the bottom 2, sort of coming around. Right angle weave. You're just always positioning your needle to put on the next unit. Come up the other 2 on the other side, and then across these again, like so. Okay, so there you go. So now your thread is coming out of that last unit, the top 2 beads of that last unit. So you want to make another right angle weave unit. Take 6 beads. It's 11 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're coming out of the side of this unit. Just hold it this way. Just come on through the other side. Pull that through. Then you have your first unit of your second row. Now you see threads coming out of there. You got to move the thread only in right angles. See, right angle. And that's how you're just moving your thread along. Side 2, top 2. Okay. You want to go down. I'll try to straighten that out a little bit. Okay. And then you want to come down the side 2 again, because you want to add another unit on. So these 2 on the side and the 2 on the top of the previous row, this unit of the previous row, are going to be the 2 sides to our next unit. So we have to get our thread in position to put that unit on, and we can't do any straight cross through. It's all right angles. So come down and then come through the top 2 of that unit underneath. Okay, and now you're set up for your next unit. Okay, so take 4 beads, because you only need 4 now. 4 11-ohs, and you're using this unit, these two, and these two. So come down the side 2. I want to make sure you can see this. Yeah, with the 8-0 seed beads, it was, you know, it was really big. So like I said, if you need it, you know, go for it. Just go to the other video. Okay, so coming down those 2, I'm going to pull the 4 beads down, and that's going to give me my next unit. See? So then you find yourself, you know, over here. So you want to move your thread. So come around, come through those 2 there, and then you want to come up these 2 on the side. So now when it gets wonky looking, just count your 8 beads. You know, so you just make sure that you are, I'm going to turn this around a little bit, and move it around to where it's comfortable for you. Okay, because it is, you know, there's small beads. So I'm more comfortable this way, so I am moving it around a bit, but it's fine. You just want to make sure you get all those beads on. All right, so there you go. I've got another unit on. So now I'm going to use these 2 beads and these 2 beads. I want the top 2 of the bottom unit here and the side 2 of this unit for my next, for the two sides of my next unit. So pick up 4 beads. You're coming out of the top here, right there. Come around and come through the 2 top beads of the next unit. See that? Make sure you see that. Okay. All right, and then just pull. So you're only getting 4 beads now because you have the other 4 on there. And there you have another unit. It looks all wonky and crazy, but that's totally normal. So sew up your 2 side. Always look at it and see where are my groups of 2, you know, and just go through those. Okay, so you went through the side 2. You're going to go through the top 2. I'm going to come down the side 2. Now you're seeing that a little bit more clearly now, right? Hold that, give that a pull. Okay, and then just to get myself in position for my next unit, I have to go through the next 2 beads. It's all right angle weave. You can't, you know, you're going at right angles all the time. That's what you have to remember. So when you do that, you're not going to see any threads going straight through, or straight this way, or straight this way. That's why we're, you know, we're going around the beads so much. So take 4 beads, using these 2 and these 2. See, those are the 2 sides. Just go through those 2 beads, hold it, pull those on. Okay, and my thread's coming out of here. I'm just going to work it around just to put it into position to get to my next unit. All right, so I went up those 2. I'm going to go 2 on the side, or yeah, on the side of that unit. Just think of groups of 2, and then come through the top of that unit there. Okay, so this is where we have come out to put our next unit on. So because we have 2 here, we need to add 6 11-ohs. Okay, coming out of the bottom here, just come around, go through those 2 units, or those 2 beads. Pull. You're back into position. Okay, so now to get more beads on, go up these 2. Okay, and now you're going to use these 2 right here and these 2. So pick up 4, and in order to get this on, you want to go through the top 2 beads of the next unit. Okay, so give that a pull. It's going to put on your next unit, but now you have to move your thread to where you can sew in some more units. So go up those 2. So you're just sewing around, and just think of groups of 2. Going through these 2. I'm going to go through the 2 on the side because I want to get another unit on, but I want to do it in a right angle. I don't want to go across across these beads, these little intersections. So in order to do that, I have to come down these 2. Okay? So it's the same as the other video, only we're using the little beads. So it's a little harder to kind of sort of, you know, see where all the, you know, where they are. So just count in groups of 2. So you're coming out of those 2 right there. Pick up 4, 11 O's. Okay. So in order to make your next unit, you're going to use this group of 2 and this group. Come through here. See? Pull. And you have your next unit on. So now you just have to get your thread back into position, and you see these little intersections. There's no thread that's going to go straight through those intersections. We're going to make all right angles to avoid that. That's why it's called right angle weave. And it's so much fun when you know, when you finally sort of think, oh my gosh, that's what it is. It's not all that hard. You know, it just, you know, it's just like anything else. It just takes practice. You do it, you know, 20 times and you'll learn it. I'm telling you, it takes me forever. But once you kind of see that really all we're doing is making right angles, then you'll, you know, it'll click. I know I said that about everything, but it's true. Okay, so we're going to use these 2 beads and these 2 beads for our next unit. So we need 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come up through these 2. Okay, you see? You're getting it now, I bet. You're probably saying, oh yeah. Because some of you have already posted some of the crystal bling earrings, and you did a beautiful job. So, you know, I think that you probably, this, you're going to get this. You're going to find that it's at least for this earring, this isn't sort of an easy sort of grid pattern to make. All right, so you're coming out of these 2 beads, so you need 6 now. Okay, so I have 6 coming out of the bottom. Go through the top of those 2 beads. See how fast this goes? We're almost done with this, with the netting for this earring, and that's, you know, that's the most difficult part. So now sew up, sew up, top 2 beads, sew through the side. See how it looks like you can see the sets of 2. So if you always visualize those sets of 2, or kind of maneuver the beads a little bit so like you can push them with your needle and stuff so you can see each set of 2. You're coming out of that one. So in order to get ready to put on your next group of beads, you have to come up these 2 to keep any thread from showing in those intersections there. So you're going to use these 2 and the 2 right above. So you need 4 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just you're coming out of the top of this one. Just come around to this one. So pull. So up through that one. And then in order to keep your right angles going, come across these 2. Okay? And that's going to set you up for your next unit. So you see none of these little intersections have any thread going directly. If you see a thread going this way through your intersection, it's wrong. And believe me, I have seen that thread many times. So you need 4 beads. Okay, you're coming out of these 2, so you're going to use, oh, that's a big, like, chunky one, but that's okay. You can use these 2 beads and these 2. So come down these 2, 3, 4, and pull. Come around these 2. I'm trying so hard to keep myself like really in frame for you. It's hard with these little guys. Up these 2. Okay. Give that an ouch. Okay, getting silly, but that's a pretty common occurrence. Okay, come through these 2. Okay, and then you want to come up these two, just get yourself situated for your last group. So like you see, I'm going to poke those out a little bit. Now now everything's looking kind of, you know, square and kind of cool. That makes me happy. So 4 beads. Come through these two. Okay, give that a pull. Come up. Come through the top 2 beads. Okay. And there you have it. You are done with that little diamond part. See? How cool is that? So, how, you know, once you get the hang of that, I mean, I've been making little grids, like, with all, as you can tell, with all kinds of earrings, you know, on them, because it's so much fun. And then, you know, you can think about in the future, maybe just adding another one here, or then attaching a second one to this one. You know, I mean, I have all kinds of things in my head about this. I see 2 of them. It's just as you don't want them to get too heavy, and if you're going to put all these bicones on, eventually they're going to get heavy. So maybe sometime, you know, you might want to just leave some of the netting open, or put, you know, put a smaller piece at the top. Anyway, so we're just working on this, and I'm getting off task, of course. So finish up your little right angle weave netting, and then meet me back here, and we'll start to fill the netting. All right, see you in a few. Okay, we are back, and the right angle weave is done. Move these guys up a little bit, and I've situated my piece, and I'll come in just a little bit on this. I've situated my piece so that I'm coming out of one of the sides. It doesn't matter right now, so I'm coming up through here, okay? So if you have to go around a unit, you know, then go around a unit, but if not, if you're, you know, coming out of this unit right there, that would be perfect. So now we're going to put on the bicones, and I did something a little different with the bicones on this one, and I'll show you real quick. What I did was, this is the original crystal bling, and I put all the bicones on in one direction, so they're all facing north to south, and that's fine, and it looks great that way. And I'll pull the, let me pull this one out also. And these are all facing the same way. And even, you know, I think that looks great. But I thought, well, let's play a little bit. So with this one, what I did was I put them on like in these little, so they look like little groups of 4, and the bicones are all facing in, so they're not all in the same direction. Now you can go and put them on in the same direction, just like this one, and it's easy, fast, you know, and it looks beautiful. But I was just playing because I was having fun. So what I've done here, if I had done it in 4 different colors, it would have been better. But you see how that looks like a little flower? All the bicones are facing inward. They're not facing away from each other. They're all facing in, and so is this group of 4, and so is this group of 4. So I made it that way just because it was fun. And I think that when you do it that way, you can do, you know, all kinds of fun things with it. Like with this, you know, you can make an outline of pearls, and, you know, then you can fill and then put something in the middle. It's just kind of a nice way. Here's again this guy with it's got 4 bicones facing each other in the middle like a flower, and then an outline of pearls. So just by you know, just by maneuvering around, or just by, you know, needling through different areas, you can make all kinds of pretty designs. I mean, you can make stripes, you can do all kinds of things. So let's just do it this way because it's fun. And if you find that it's, you know, you don't want to, or you're, you know, you want to go back to the other one, then that's fine. You know, it doesn't, either way is fine. I'm just doing this because, you know, I've got a ton of earrings made here, so I like the way this looks. It's got like a little bumpy look. It's not all like ducks in a row. It's, you know, and like I said, you can even in the center, these 4 in the center, you can put pearls in there, or a different color in there. You know, so you have a lot of options. I say play with your, with the right angle weave sort of netting, and then, you know, see what comes up, and you know, it'll be kind of interesting. Okay, so we're going to work with 15-0s, which I have all mixed up here, so I'm going to have to find them, and our bicones. So 15-0, bicone, and a 15-0. All right, so you're coming out right here. So I want you to come around and come up. So working in the middle right now, with those two, and pull that on. Now that's very similar to what we did with crystal bling. So you see your bicone is sitting in this direction, slanting this way. Now if we were to continue with the crystal bling, we would keep putting them on that way. But I'm gonna sort of you know, trip you up a little bit if you haven't done it this way before. And many of you may have done it this way before, but I like to, you know, teach to the beginner and everyone else. So these little things are important. So I'm coming out of the top of these two, go across the top like that. Let me see if I can hold it and pull with this hand. Just no bicone on, just your thread. So you're coming out of the top two beads of the next unit, and if I pull my thread over, you'll see that bicone's going to sit this way. So then these two, so you want that, that's what you want. You want these two to face each other, and then these two and these two are all going to face inward, and it's going to look like a little flower. So pick up a seed bead, bicone, seed bead. You're coming out of this end here. Just go through the bottom end in the opposite direction. And that, what that will do is that will put the bicone, see how it's facing? They're two facing each other. You see that? Like that, rather than all in a row. Okay, but we're still going to work down the row, so it'll be fun. So you're coming out of the bottom here, go up the top to the top, go up that side, those two side beads. Okay, so you want these to face inward, because you want another group of 4 over there that look like a flower. So it's not that hard, right? So pick up your bicone, your seed bead, bicone, seed bead, coming out of here. Let's go back up there. So not only you're working with the side, because remember originally we worked with the vertical units. We're working with both vertical and horizontal. So that's going to bring that one this way. So see how these two are this way, this one's going this way, and then we want to bring our thread around the top of the unit, like so. All right, and we want this unit, this bead, to go inward. So if you see my thread is going that way, that's exactly where it's going to sit. So seed bead, bicone, seed bead. So you're coming out of this top unit here, the 2 seed beads there, just come through the bottom 2 in the opposite direction. Okay, and that's going to seed those 2 coming inward. So now for the next row, I'm just going to turn it so it's comfortable. You want to get into position to where your bicone is going to go in this way. So in order to do that, you need to come down. To the side rows again, to the vertical rows again. So take a seed bead, make sure I'm in frame, yes. Seed bead, give me you, bicone, seed bead. You're coming out of the bottom here, so you want to come around, and you'll see this on your piece. You want to go through the top. Okay, the top, that's the other side, excuse me, the other side 2 bicones. And that's going to get my thread caught here. Come here, you. Got my little tail caught. Let me pull that through. Okay, so when you pull that, it's going to sit that bicone. See how that one's going inward? It's going inward right there. So it's facing this direction. And you want the next one to face this direction. So in order to do that, you just have to go through 2 more beads on the bottom. So notice how we're switching around the unit from the sides, these vertical sides, to the horizontal. And that's how you're getting this little flower look. Or this just different placement look. So take a seed bead, a bicone, and let me get my 11 O's over here, 11-0. I'm coming out of this top unit right there, excuse me, this horizontal one here. Well, it's horizontal if I face it this way. And you want to come through the other side, just like that. I mean, you're going to be holding it around, you know, holding it and moving it around a bit. But as long as they're all see how they're facing each other, and they look like they have a little, like a little center of a flower. So that's kind of, so they're sort of rocky looking rather than all in one direction. And I kind of like that. I think it looks pretty. So the next one we want to face this way. So you're coming out of the top of this one, this group of two. Come down. Here. And if you'll notice, again, when I put a bead on, it's going to go in that direction, and that's what I want, because I want these all coming inward. So, seed bead, bicone, seed bead. Okay, you're coming out of the bottom of this one. Go down. I want you to be able to see this. Just go down the other side, like so. Okay. Now we're doing this with the actual beads this time instead of the 8-ohs, but I think, you know, I think you can do this. I think even the beginner can do this. So see, these three are facing each other. See it? Do you see what I mean? You'll see it when you're doing it. Okay, so we want this one to come in this direction. Go through here. Seed bead, bicone, seed bead. You're coming out of the N2. Just find your way in there to the 2. Opposite. Pull those through. Okay, so you have 2 units on now, and you see they're kind of cool the way they sort of meet in the middle. So these could be 2 different colors, which is cool. So it's kind of fun to play around. So come down. I just want to get you in position again. It's kind of fun to you know, just to play around a little bit and so come around again. I'm sorry. I want to get you situated. So we're going to come around this unit. Okay, I'm just coming around in a circle because I want these edges to look really good. Okay, so come and then come up there. Okay. So we want these to come in this way. This bead to come in this way. I'm situated correctly. Seed bead. Looks like an 11-oh. Seed bead. Bicone. Seed bead. So you're coming out of the top of this one. Go up through this one. And that's going to set that bicone in this direction. So you want the next one to go this way, right? So you just come across the top. Like so. Hold it. So now if I put it on, it's going to go in that direction. It's going to go inward. Here we go. I don't know what I was talking about before. I'm just saying that it's kind of fun to just do something a little different. So you're coming out of this one. Come through the 2 on the bottom. And like I said, play with this, and you know, maybe put something different in the middle. And you know what this does too, which is kind of interesting for the beginner. So I want to come in this way now. So let me just get into position, and then I'll get back to that. So I'm just going to come up the next 2. Okay. What this does is it gives you a real understanding. When you start playing with how you put your crystals on, it gives you the real understanding of right angle weave, and you know, and the interesting things that you really can do with this, how creative it can be. So it's a really good, you know, it's a stitch I stayed away from a long time because it can be frustrating. Okay, let me just get you in place here. You're coming out of this one, come up the 2 on the other side. Okay, see, so that one's, whoops. So this one is, let's see, make sure where we are. Okay, this one's facing this way. So we want the next one to go this way, so just come across the top. See, so we're using the vertical pieces, you know, the vertical sets of 2 and the horizontal sets of 2. So we want this one to come in this way. So this, take your seed bead, bicone, seed bead, and you're coming out of this end piece, just come through the bottom. So whereas, you know, it can be a little frustrating to learn this once you get it, and you know, I said this on the other video, I think. So I'm setting up for the next one. Come down, just come down one. once you get it and you see it, it's really kind of fun. And there are going to be times when, there are times when I still mess it up. I was like, oh my God, especially when I use, using all the same bead is one thing, but once you start using different beads, it's really, it's really a challenge. It's really fun. Sorry, you're coming out of the bottom of this one. Just come around, go through the side. Hope you can see this. I'm kind of blocking it a little bit. Okay, come through. Oops. So I got my thread caught in there. I just pull that out. There you go. Okay, so you see that one's facing in. So they're all these. These are like 4 separate groups. So they're all going in different directions, which is kind of cool. And like I said, just start playing with it and start using some other colors, and you can come out with such cool stuff. So this is where your imagination can really go crazy. So you're coming out of this one. You want it to face inward. Go through, and you'll see them. The two, you're just going through the 2 beads on the right angle weave unit. Okay, pull that one through. Okay, so there you go. Now these 4 are all facing inward. Okay, so now you want to get into position for your next one. Come across the top. Think you got this now. Using vertical, you're using horizontal. Okay, so you want this one to come this way, so you want to bring this, bring this down. So I'm sewing around this unit a little bit. Come through this one. Okay. You're going to go from here to there. Okay, so seed bead, bicone, seed bead. You're coming out of this bottom unit here. You want to go across, so come out, come through here. Now, I probably could have gotten it on with my first pass, but that's okay. That's one thing that's so good about right angle weave too, is that, if you find yourself somewhere in your unit, let's say your groups of right angle weave, and you find yourself like you've gone too far around, or, you can always maneuver around. So any kind of maneuvering around to get you in the right place, is going to be, it's all good. All right, so you're coming out of here. You want this one to face this direction, so we're going to come up. Come around, and my thread is all frayed. I'm using some end pieces here because I've already made this earring, so I'm going to this is just for demonstration. Okay, so I want to come in. Yeah, see that? Look at that. I wouldn't use that on a regular piece. Okay, so put on your seed bead, bicone, seed bead, and you're coming out of here. Go through this one, give that a pull. Okay, so there you are. So you have your unit, and like I said, even if you have to like sew around a little bit, and if you miss it and then you have to sew around a second time, it's not a big deal, because you can just sew around the unit until you're in place, and you can sew around the unit until you're the place you want to be. Like you may want to sew inward to the middle here, just like this one, right? So I did when I did this, I did the pearls. I just did it by row. I did the pearls, and then I did a pearl, and then I put these 2 on, then a pearl. So you can really do it. It's kind of fun to visualize, playing with it that way. Okay, so get your unit done, and I think you can get the other side done. So do the other side, and then I'll meet you back here, and we'll start putting on the rest of the earring. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so we're back. Now I've done both sides of my right angle weave unit, and I'm coming out of this unit right here. So I'm coming out in between these 2 beads on the point here. And if you notice, if you look around, I've got a little tail there, that there's a space like the other earring. See that space right there? There's a space here. There's a space here, there's a space at the corner, space here. So we're just going to fill those spaces, just like we did with the other earring. So pick up an 11-0 and just come through the next 2 11-0s, just like that. You pull, and that's going to seat. See, it makes a little point, an 11-0 there. Pick up another 11-0. You have this space right here. See, I'm just going to go through the next two 11-0s. And when I do that, see, it's going to fill that space. Okay, pick up an 11-0. Go to the next two, just like that. Fill that space. See how that pulls that in? Okay, so do that all the way around. So do all four sides, and then meet me as you're, approaching your last. Meet me on one end. Leave one end undone, and we'll do that together. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so we're back, and we're down to the last row. So I'm coming out of the point. I'm going to go through the next two 11-0s. Okay, take an 11-0, go through the next two 11-0s, take an 11-0, go through the next two 11-0s. Now, just to tell you something real quick, the reason I have a little thread over here, if you see that thread, is because I was just, I was zoned out and I kept going. So in order to get it off, rather than undo it, I kind of clipped the beads off. So that's why that's there. That won't be there when you do it. So I just to get myself back, and because I couldn't get through, I couldn't go back the other way, so I just did that. So these are, when I do it on camera, sometimes it's sort of, if I make a mistake or if I go a little too far before the next segment, I might do something a little, unorthodox between, just to get it up there. Okay, so here you go. So you're coming out of, it's not going to make any difference in how the earring looks. So you're coming out of that corner. So just bring your needle all the way down. So we're working with these the 11-0s we just put on. So the corner is 1, then, so I'm counting them. This is 2. So I want you to come down through the third one. So there's number 3 right there. Okay. So come through that one. See, and then here this would be number 4, and then there's another one on the tip. So we're gonna put the hanging part right here. So this is your sequence. I'm just gonna look at this earring, and I'll have to redo this one because of my, my little shortcut there, but that's okay. So take 3 15-0s, an 11-0, a bicone, an 11-0, 3 15-0s, an 11-0, a bicone, 3 15-0s, okay, an 11-0, a bicone. Let's see where we are. We missed I missed my little bicone there, my little 11-0. So after each bicone, put on an 11-0, okay? And so you have a bicone, yeah, I missed that guy. So you have your crystal, 11-0, 3 bicones, 11-0 crystal. So after each crystal, you're going to put an 11-0 and then 3 15-0s. I don't need to be confusing there. 3 15-0s. Let's bring those down, see how those look at this point. So here we'll put it next to this earring. Alright, so we have 2, so we need one more 11-0 and a bicone and an 11-0. Those are those little beads that I put on, just transition beads that I put on before a bicone. Just looks nice instead of just transitioning from a 15-0 right to a bicone. You've got that little 11-0 that gives you that sort of little transition. Okay, so now that you have that, you have your bicone, and you've put an 11-0 on. Now add 7 15-0s. 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, now that's what you have. Skip your 7 15-0s, come down the 11-0, the bicone, and the 11-0. Okay, pull that, and there your loop is on. Okay, So you have the first part on, see? So now you're going to do 3 15-ohs, an 11-oh, a bicone, an 11-oh, 3 15-ohs, an 11-oh, a bicone, 3 15-ohs. 2, 3, and I think that's going to bring us down the other side. So let's see. So here we go. So that looks about right. Did I get my 11-oh on? Okay, so I'm missing my 11-ohs today. Don't miss your 11-ohs after your bicones. I keep saying how much I love to put them on, and I totally missed the end one. Okay, so take an 11-oh, 3 15-ohs. Okay, there we go. So now we're right. So you want to take this end and you want to bring it down. Here's the point. Here's the first sticking out 11-oh. Bring it down. The second one. So kind of in the middle there. And that's going to put on that piece. Okay? So now I want you to go all the way around. So we're going to go all the way around the earring just to get it reinforced a bit. So you're coming out of there. Just want to slide your needle through. You shouldn't have any problem going through. There's lots of space there. And it's good reinforcement for the earring. So how's that looking? Do I have everything on? I think so. Come here, you. I just want to check it for a second. Yes, that looks good. Come through the point. So go around the whole earring. You can even tie a couple of knots here if you want. I think, you know, it's, I might not, just because I want to get back through that hanging part again. So it's, you know, you can feel it. It's still part of my thread path. So maybe you want to tie your knots after. Okay, so keep going around. Go around. Even if you have to do a few beads at a time, it doesn't really matter. Okay, go around. Go. Don't forget your 11-ohs. Go around. Okay. Okay, we're coming up. So keep going around till you come up that 11-oh. That starts where your dangling, you know, your hanging part is, and then go back up all your beads. You want to get this reinforced here. Okay, so if you can't do them all at once, you know, just do a few at a time. Okay, so keep going up. Okay, go through the 11-oh, the crystal, and the 11-oh. Okay. Don't get caught on your beads. And then go up 3. Let me see if I can. So we're coming out of the 11-oh at the top there. Let me pull in a little bit because that's kind of hard to see. Go through. You have 7 beads there. Go through 3. Now I've just gotten 2 at that point. Go through the third one. So go up 3. I see that. Skip number 4. See number 4 at the top? Go down the 3 on the side, the 11-oh. If you can get it all at once. If you can't, you know, do a little at a time. The crystal and the 11-oh. Okay. And all that's going to do, we've done this before, is give a little point to the earring. See? So it gives a cute little point. Just another little finishing thing, right? Okay. And then come down. Just come down the other side of the earring, okay, and then make a few knots around here. You can even knot in between here, Just make sure your beads are right next to each other. So do that, and then meet me back here, and we'll look at our beautiful new earrings. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so we're back. I've done all my sewing in. I've put a few knots on. Now I'm just going to open my, I've opened my little ear hook. I'm just going to slip it on. Like so. Okay, and then just bring it back to close it. So there you go. Here are earrings. They look like little Eiffel Towers, actually, which is nice, you know. So anyway, I think they're really pretty. They came out great. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this tubular herringbone. And and sometimes if you look back at some things you've made, like I was thinking, what did I make that had this on it? So I tried Spring Flower Buds, and the color is close, but then I went all the way back to Peyote and Square Stitch, and that has the same bicones down. So it's a little chunky, but I think it looks pretty. So it's amazing what you can make just using this little, just this little right angle weave unit. And it's endless, everything that you can do. I mean, it just goes from one very simple earring. Where are you? Here you are. Okay, one very simple that looks beautiful with crystal bling, and we can morph it into all different really pretty things, pretty pieces. And just as an alternative, and I don't want to go too crazy, so let's move these out of the way for a second. Look how pretty that looks with the Crazy for Pearls. So that's another. So it's amazing. Go back, look at some of the things. And not that you've made everything I made, but maybe you made some things with pearls on them. I wore Crazy for Pearls to a really nice dinner, and it looks so beautiful. I wore this velvet sort of top, like sort of jacket and it was a deep blue, and the pearls looked so pretty against that sort of deep blue. And these remind me of a more dressy earring. These are much more casual. So I think that these will look beautiful in the spring and the summer. They look beautiful now, and with this, and maybe make a the snowflake pendant. With some of these colors, and you really have some nice little sets going on where you can just wear them with anything. And again, like I said, try different configurations of what you put on here, and you can make, you put bright colors, and you don't even have to put drops on them. You can do it like this, or even you can change anything. So you can just take your creativity and kind of go a little crazy. All right, so I'm not going to keep you forever. I hope you make these earrings. I hope you post them on Facebook. I hope you have a fabulous New Year's. I wish you all the love and joy and peace. I'm going to try to get one more video up, but just in case I don't, I want to wish you a Happy New Year. I'm going to try to get this one up with the dangles. So, but that might be a day or two. So, but if not, just really, I wish you all the best for the new year. I can't wait until the new year starts, and we have all kinds. We're gonna move into some more challenging pieces. Like this was a little challenge for the end of the year for those of you who haven't done this sort of thing before. And we're going to get into the tubular stuff, and we'll get into some cubic right angle weave, and we'll just do we're going to take that next step. And we've been doing that because we did the Rivoli, so we did a bezel, and so we're going to maybe combine some stitches. But at any rate, I send out love to you all, peace, joy, and a wonderful, wonderful new year. And hopefully I will see you before, but if I don't, have a fabulous new year, and I'll see you after. Take care. Bye-bye.